The census. Why does it matter? The Constitution specifies that every 10 years, everybody in America be counted. We call this the census, and it was most recently conducted in the year 2020. Census takers collect basic information about people living in the United States, such as their age and race. Census taking is a complicated, expensive process. All told, the 2020 census cost nearly $16 billion and required the efforts of nearly 500,000 temporary workers to complete. And despite the Census Bureau's best efforts, every census will inevitably undercount certain populations in America that are difficult to reach. With all of these challenges, why bother doing the census at all? Because the data it generates are crucial to numerous government operations that affect all of our daily lives. For example, the census is used to determine how many seats in the United States House of Representatives each state gets. The Constitution says every congressional district should have approximately the same number of people in it. But what happens when some states grow in population and others shrink? The census facilitates adjustments to the allocation of congressional seats based on these changes. For instance, after the 2020 census, the state of Texas gained 2 new seats in the U.S. House of Representatives. Why? Because a larger percentage of the national population resides in Texas in 2020 than it did in 2010. Florida, North Carolina, Colorado, Oregon, and Montana each gained 1 new seat in Congress too. On the flip side, California, New York, Illinois, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan, and West Virginia all saw their proportions of the population shrink since the last census. As a result, they each lost a seat in the House of Representatives following the 2020 census. But it is not just about appropriating seats fairly. The census does other things too, such as helping the government decide where to build new roads, schools, and hospitals. In addition, census data help the federal government determine where to invest the hundreds of billions of dollars it gives to state and local governments for things like healthcare, education, and housing. In the end, the census may be a lot of work, and it may not be perfect, but it serves an extremely important goal, helping the government figure out how to fairly distribute power and resources to the American people.